The Great Pigeon Heist. In the sleepy town of Waddleford, where the most exciting event was the annual Turnip Festival, Marvin Tuttle was known for two things: his unmatched love for pigeons and his unmatched ability to trip over nothing. Marvin, a lanky man with a perpetually confused expression, ran the Waddleford Pigeon Sanctuary, a ramshackle shed filled with cooing birds he treated like royalty. He named each pigeon Sir Fluffle, Lady Beaksworth, Count Coo, and spent his days teaching them tricks, like fetching tiny sticks or doing synchronized spins. The townsfolk thought Marvin was one feather short of a flock, but they adored his enthusiasm. One crisp autumn morning, Marvin woke to a catastrophe. His prized pigeons, all 50 of them, were gone. The sanctuary door swung open, the lock dangling like a sad earring. Marvin's heart sank faster than a turnip in a stew pot. "My babies," he wailed, clutching a lone feather from Sir Fluffle. He scanned the yard for clues, finding only a suspicious pile of glitter near the gate. Glitter? In Waddleford?
This was no ordinary theft.
Determined to crack the case, Marvin donned his detective hat, a straw boater with a pigeon feather taped to it, and marched to the town square. His first suspect was Mrs. Gwendolyn Pumpernickel, the local baker whose bakery, Pumpernickel's Pastries, was infamous for its rock-hard scones. Rumor had it she'd once tried to bribe Marvin's pigeons with stale crumbs to lure them away for her pigeon pie special. Marvin shuddered at the thought. Bursting into the bakery, Marvin declared, "Mrs. Pumpernickel, where are my pigeons?" The plump baker, flour smeared across her face like war paint, looked up from kneading dough. "Pigeons? Marvin, I wouldn't touch those mangy birds with a 10-foot rolling pin," she snapped. But Marvin's eyes caught a sparkle on her counter. Glitter, identical to the pile at the sanctuary. "Aha!" he cried, pointing dramatically. "Explain the glitter." Mrs. Pumpernickel rolled her eyes. "It's edible glitter, you nincompoop. For my new sparkle scones." She thrust a tray of shimmering scones at him, and Marvin, unable to resist free food, took a bite. His teeth nearly mutinied. The glitter was a dead end, and so were the scones. Next, Marvin visited the town's eccentric inventor, Professor Percival Puddlesworth, who lived in a windmill cluttered with half-built gadgets. Percival was notorious for his failed inventions, like the self-toasting toadstool and the automatic sock sorter that ate socks instead. Marvin suspected Percival might have built a pigeon napping machine. Knocking on the windmill door, Marvin was greeted by a puff of smoke and Percival, his mustache singed from a recent experiment. "Marvin, old chap. Come to see my pigeon-powered perpetual motion machine." Percival beamed. Marvin's eyes narrowed. "Pigeon-powered? Where are my birds, Percival?" The professor blinked, then led Marvin to a contraption resembling a bicycle hooked to a disco ball. "I borrowed a few feathers for testing," Percival admitted, pointing to a pile of plumes. "But your pigeons? Not here." Marvin spotted more glitter on the floor, but Percival explained it was from his glitter grenade, a failed anti-burglar device. Another dead end. Marvin left, sneezing from the glitter cloud. By noon, Marvin was stumped and starving. He slumped onto a bench outside the Waddleford Library, where librarian Miss Penelope Prim sat reading a romance novel titled Love Among the Turnips. Penelope, with her cat-eye glasses and penchant for conspiracy theories, was Marvin's last hope. "Penelope, someone stole my pigeons, and there's glitter everywhere." Marvin groaned. Penelope's eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. "Glitter, you say? That's the calling card of the Pigeon Pilferer," she whispered, leaning close. "A notorious bird bandit, last seen in Turtledove County. They say he uses glitter to distract his victims." Marvin, skeptical but desperate, followed Penelope's lead to the town's abandoned glitter factory, a crumbling relic from Waddleford's brief stint as the glitter capital of the Midwest. Armed with a flashlight and a bag of pigeon treats, Marvin crept inside. The factory was a maze of rusty vats and sparkling dust. Suddenly, he heard a coo, Sir Fluffle. Following the sound, Marvin stumbled into a hidden room where his pigeons perched on velvet cushions, surrounded by a disco ball. And there, in a sequined cape, stood a man scattering glitter like a deranged fairy. "Welcome, Marvin," the man cackled. "I'm Reginald Sparklebottom, the Pigeon Pilferer. Your birds are the stars of my glitter gala, a pigeon dance extravaganza." Marvin gaped as Reginald explained his plan to train the pigeons for a Las Vegas show, using their synchronized spins to dazzle audiences. "You can't steal my family," Marvin roared, tripping over a vat and sending glitter everywhere. The pigeons, startled, took flight, creating a feathered tornado. Reginald slipped in the chaos, landing in a pile of glitter glue. Marvin, covered in sparkles, rallied his pigeons with a whistle. "Home, my darlings," he shouted. The birds, loyal to their oddball keeper, swooped out of the factory, leaving Reginald stuck and sneezing. Marvin led his flock back to the sanctuary, where the townsfolk, alerted by Penelope's megaphone, awaited with cheers. Mrs. Pumpernickel offered, slightly softer, scones, and Percival promised a pigeon-friendly gadget as an apology. That night, Waddleford threw an impromptu pigeon party. Marvin, still glittering, danced with Sir Fluffle perched on his shoulder. Penelope spun wild tales of the Pigeon Pilferer's defeat, while Percival's new invention, a pigeon party popper, misfired, showering everyone in confetti. The townsfolk laughed, and Marvin, for once, didn't trip. His pigeons were safe, and Waddleford had a new legend. As for Reginald Sparklebottom, he was last seen scrubbing glitter off his cape in Turtledove County, swearing off birds forever.